Hey guys, welcome to my next YouTube video. So today I am challenging myself to style 3 different mannequins with 3 different types of packing material. I'm starting off here with a zigzag part, and we are going to section the hair into 4 quadrants. So I've been trying to get a little creativity back, and I figured I have a lot of packing material, so why not put it to some use? So that zigzag part goes from the front center part down to the nape of the neck. Now the trick here with braiding the hair is that we want to braid the hair in the direction that the hair is going to go. So instead of braiding it down, you'll want to braid it backwards towards the back of your head. Braid it nice and loose, secure it with a tie, because later we're going to be expanding the braids. So again, braiding down and nice and loose. So these are just a traditional 3-strand braid. I like braiding the hair for a bun because it does give texture without having to use any hot tools. And if you are like me during this quarantine, your hair probably hasn't seen a lot of heat. I did blow my hair out on this day though, so that was nice. So our packing material of choice today is going to be some bubble wrap. So what I did was I cut the strip and rolled it up into itself and then secured it with a elastic around it. Now I will say, trying to get the bobby pin through that is not necessarily the easiest, but I did get a really nice secure. So if you want to push those bobby pins through before you put it on your head, that will probably be your best bet. My guest here, she didn't complain about this at all. And you want to put that towards the back of your head. Kind of think about where you want this bun to live. For this one, I wanted to do a little bit of a higher bun. Now we're expanding those braids. Now what I like to do is start at the bottom of the braid and work my way up. Don't be afraid to expand it. You can always resecure your hair tie if you need to. Not a big deal. Just slowly pinch and pull as you expand that braid. So now we're going to bring that braid back and overlay it on top of that bubble wrap and secure it with a bobby pin. Now I will say that you are about to see it be a little bit slippery, but once you get some more hair on there to secure it, it does have really great hold. And what I'm doing is I'm securing the braid down, but I'm not really super concerned right now about tucking the tails in of the braid. We can definitely do that at the end. and grab some of those big bobby pins. This mannequin has a ton of hair, so if you need something with some solid hold, I really do like those extra long, heavy duty bobby pins. So you can take your tails of your braids and tuck them underneath to just kind of hide, and basically keep expanding your braid as you're working and hiding your bubble wrap. So now we're just going to work on refining. Everything's pinned, but I want to work on expanding the braid and creating the shape. Creating this style was kind of just like a little something, I guess a challenge for myself to work with these different types of packing materials that you're about to see, just because I have so many around my house right now. I've ordered so much stuff online. So keep working and pinning and expanding to make sure that you're hiding all of your bubble wrap and also creating the bun shape that you want. Take your time, make sure you get the right texture and that your bun is really secure. So as you can see, you've got a really nice textured bun without having to use any heat. And it's a nice big bun because bubble wrap is great at creating a lot of volume in your bun. And as you can see, you've got a lot of texture, and it was nice and easy with that bubble wrap. So our next challenge with this green-haired beauty, as you can see, she's got pretty medium amount of hair in length. Using some Firewall to prep her hair because we are going to be using one of my favorite heat tools. And we're going to be using a couple different hair ties to create our ponytail. I'm currently a big fan of the high ponytail right now, so this girl is going to get a high bun, high ponytail. And I love a boar bristle style brush. Whether it's vegan or traditional boar bristle, it just makes it nice and sleek and smooth with that ponytail. So I've got hairpins on each end of my ponytail, so I'm going to do a wrap, and this just really creates a really secure bun or ponytail. This is my chosen method for styling. I was really excited to wear this white shirt that day because I wasn't going to get anything on it. And then I use the tail of my tail comb or whatever comb you have to just smooth out any bumps or anything like that to create a smoother or keep the hair moving where you want it to be. So I always have a crimper lying around. Not that I really crimp my hair a lot, but I do love to use it for styling hair because crimping hair is going to really give you a lot of volume. You'll be able to really expand that crimp, and it's just a really fun texture that I like to use it in photo shoots or just, you know, when you're creating it like interior volume using that crimper. Even if you're not going to see the crimp, it just expands the hair and gives great volume and texture. So I'm crimping all of our ponytail hair, as you can see. One of my favorite things about doing hair is that it's just very soothing to just keep doing like the same thing over and over again for something like this. I like the repetitiveness of the motion. So now that we've got everything crimped, you can see that awesome texture with her green. We are going to use some paper wrapping material. So wrap it up nice and twisted. And we're going to use it kind of like a bun insert. So just wrap it around your ponytail and give it a little tuck so you've got a nice hold. So paper is definitely much friendlier to pin in place. And just secure your wrapping paper. So now we're going to take sections and we're going to roll it under and pin it into place and create a nice textured, volumized bun. And right now I'm not super concerned about tucking the tails into place. So I'm just kind of rolling it part way and pinning it and leaving the tails out. First goal is to always hide if you have any type of material in your style. So just keep pinching and pinning. Hairpins are always great when you have everything secure, but you just need to move something or shift it slightly. So now that I have all of my tails left out, what we'll do once we get everything pinned is start twisting them together and working my way around the bun and just bringing it together so all of the tails are into one big twist, and just tucking and pinning that. So basically what we've created is just a nice little band of hair. And if you have any spots where you still can see or your bun's unbalanced, just make sure you're going back and cross-checking everything. I know for me, like right now I'm not working in front of a mirror, and you know, there's no shame in taking a step back and making sure everything's where you want it to be and nice and balanced. And I like to use a tail to smooth out any flyaways. I'm using Paul Mitchell's Extra Body Finishing Spray because, again, we're having a nice full body bun here with our crimper, which is also an oldie but a goodie from Paul Mitchell. So cross-checking using my camera, you can see that just a little off balance here, but just pin that into place. We've got a fun little textured bun with some paper packing material. All right, so next packing material challenge, hairstyle. We are going to braid a loose braid just to section off the hair. We're going to work in 4 sections, 2 front quadrants, but then we are going to split the back horizontally and just focus on curling the top section, because that's really all you're going to see that's going to have texture. So we like to work harder. We don't want to work harder. We want to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to twist that up and out of my way. So going off the part and creating those 4 sections. So we're going to work with that top subsection first. And I'm using Firewall by AG as my heat protectant and shine spray. And I'm using another oldie from Paul Mitchell. This is the extra small curl. It creates really fun little tiny ringlets. Like if you ever wanted to give yourself an afro, this is the tool to do that. I've never had enough patience to do that. And as you can see, I am only doing a portion of the head, but I love the texture that this gives. So if you have a little tiny curling iron at home, this is a really fun way to create some fun little waves, or expand it and give yourself a fro. So for some of these, I am flat wrapping, and for others, I'm just twisting, because what we are trying to create here is a lot of volume and texture, and just a variety of texture, really. So as you can see, those create some fun little tiny curls. I'm gonna just clip them out of the way. And this is our packing material. It's that fun little styrofoam type stuff. So I just wrapped it up into itself. It kind of created a a rectangular shape. And that was interesting to work with. Most hair things are round. And then I am just pinning it into place to keep it nice and secure. And we're gonna begin crisscrossing and covering our packing material with the hair. So first goal, of course, hide the packing material. So just take your time, pinch and expand, and make sure that you're getting that covered at least on the bottom nice and good, because you are going to have a lot more hair coming from the top and the sides to cover, but the better you have it covered now, the more creativity you're going to have. So I'm going to drop those curls and move to my first side and begin curling. Make sure we have our firewall on there for our nice heat protectant. When I curl around the face, I always like to curl backwards, away from the face. Whenever I'm curling, that first section that's around the face, always curl it back and away. That's my dog making noises right now. Missed the memo about recording. So just alternating curl directions, some towards you, some away from you. This will give you a lot of really fun texture to play with later on. And our final side. These mannequins, the long-haired ones, have so much hair. And that tiny little curling iron, which is so fun, but takes forever. All right, so now we have all of our hair curled that we're gonna curl, and we're gonna brush it out. Now, if you want to have a more defined curl pattern, I would say let your hair cool. Whenever you curl hair and let it cool all the way, it's gonna have more longevity and hold with the curl shape. But my mannequin, my girl, she didn't mind. So now we're just gonna bring everything back and pin and twist and put it in place wherever it seems to fit. So I'm just pinning it into that packing material. And don't be afraid to brush curls out and expand it. The nice thing about curl is that you can also back comb and push it back into shape. For this look, we're just kind of seeing where the hair falls and kind of where it wants to live. So once I get everything secure, I like to shift to hairpins just to kind of move and shift a little bit where the hair is living without fully having to repin it. So now I'm going to take my ends and put it in a hair tie, expand a little bit, and roll it up into itself. This is a great way to hide and give your padding or whatever you're using for an insert a little bit more security by tucking it underneath. So now I'm just going to put a few pins in to give it the general shape that I want. Everything's, covered and placed, but I want to make sure that the hair is living where I want it to. Going back and cross-checking. Found a little loose end. And don't be afraid to take a few extra minutes and just kind of adjust your style. There's definitely no rush. And I love to use the tail on my comb just to make sure everything's hidden, tuck a few things, smooth a few things, cross-check a few things. I like to use a bobby pin to smooth out and just make sure that little wave pattern is where I want it. And I always take a couple minutes to stand back and look and make sure everything's balanced and situated, because finalizing and detailing is definitely very important for creating a style. And if you want to pull a few pieces to have a little loose wisp, you could do that. It's kind of the nice thing about this. Louis doesn't have to say a lot besides moaning and yawning. So that is our packing material challenge. Thanks for joining in, guys. I would love to see what you guys can come up with this challenge.